Hey guys, welcome to the Flow Podcast, where we talk all things relationships, wellness, spirituality, and jump into the juicy depths of ourselves and the collective. So join me and Ainsley in our discussions.
I know for myself going through that journey of exploring spirituality, I just feel like, I don't know, I just don't think it needs to be so hectic for the soul. I think there's so many different ways you can do it, and what I found for me was to like not identify with all of these stories and to just like really like release the emotion, you know, and that doesn't need to be so like, it's a normal human being experience.
Yeah, I think
it's not this like out of like worldly, like what, it shouldn't be confusing to the other people around you, being like, what are you doing, you know? That's where I feel like it gets like negative.
Well, it doesn't have to be extreme. I think a big thing I learned and a big moment I was going through when I was being coached, and I went to a big like men's retreat, and the people there were great, and I looked up to a lot of the facilitators there, and we were going through some practices, and I just decided, like, my body was telling me no. My body was saying like, don't go there, we're doing like this intense holotropic breath work, which is great. I've done it since. Cool, you know, it is what it is. But in that moment, my body was saying no. It was saying, don't go there. And I had the facilitators right on top of me, pushing my chest, being like, get it, man, get it, go. And so the pressure, you know, I looked up to these guys, the pressure to just conform and to be like, oh, okay, like, do what they say. Like, this is, they're leading me here, right? That's what I'm here for. I'm here to push through discomfort and push through these barriers and go there. But in that moment, I just said, my body is saying no. So I couldn't respond because we were in it. But I just was silent, and I just like relaxed, and I just enjoyed the experience and didn't go on that deep, intense journey. And then turns out like heaps of people got sick, heaps of people were vomiting, and like they pushed themselves too far in this process. And you think you don't need to go to the extremes to have a release or have a spiritual breakthrough or move through what you need to move through. It doesn't have to be, you know, intense ice baths and then intense breath work and all these intensities. Push spirituality to the limits and go have altered experiences and like, you know, take ayahuasca 20 times. Like, I don't think you need to enter the depth of it to reap the rewards. And in fact, I think you can get lost in the chasing of those highs, of those altered states.
It does become a high.
It does. And I think it takes it away from the actual healing, which is the day-to-day.
Yeah, you're like, oh, cool, I just went on a high, but then like you go back. And
you go back home and you live the same shit.
I still need to live out this like story.
Yeah.
Like, or not story, but I still feel these things. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just not actually transmuted in my life.
No.
It was just in that moment.
Exactly. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was a big lesson as well for me.
Yeah. That's what I think it's like so powerful. It's like yoga, you know, like you do so much work on the mat, and like, yeah, I'm like all for pushing past those edges and stuff, but it can just be simply pushing past a small edge. You know, it doesn't have to be this whole like ripped away like, you know, thing. And then whatever happens, it's yoga truly starts when you come off the mat. You know, it's how you're presenting in your life, how are you speaking to your people in your world, your relationships, you know, your lifestyle. Like that's the true essence of where yoga comes from. The practice in itself is just preparing your body to face it, you know, to be in it, to receive the hardship of life, because it's never going anywhere. It's preparing you to also receive the beauty of life, because that's also something that we are learning to embody more and bring more into our life. You know, it's not about going to these like, I don't know, new, I don't know how do you say it? It's not even, it's a new place, but it's not like this extreme like,
you're not trying to get a high from it or push into like, you're not trying to see different things.
Yeah.
Because I could say the same. Everything's already here, and I could say the same thing about meditation.
Yeah.
The whole goal of meditation isn't to have a transformation like a transformative meditative experience, or even a blissful one at that, you could have a really like head full, lots of voices, lots of emotions, pretty like uncomfortable meditation session, and come out of it being like, oh, that like I didn't feel the best in that. But it's not about that. That's perfect. You gave yourself time to process and be with that uncomfortability. And the actual purpose of meditation is the days following, is your day-to-day and how you show up, how you receive life after the meditation. It's not those intense experiences that you're trying to like, you know, meditate and go to a different place, which again is cool. I've done it, whatever. But that's not the point. That's not the goal of meditation.
And it's not about like, I know, that's right. And like I'm all for these practices and stuff, you know, like I even just said before, like I did put my hands up, my finger up to it all, and like walked away and was like, fuck you guys, like fuck this world, I'm not being a part of it, because it just got so intense, you know, like and I feel like I lost myself in the other spectrum of that one.
Bless you.
You know, but then I think in that I lost certain things that I think were beneficial for me, you know, like simply just like dancing more and embodying my like emotions through me and not letting them sit in my mind. And you know, there's certain things there that it's like, you know, those deep emotions of breath work and stuff, it's all fine to do those things. I think it's good to explore it, but I think it's important to not get lost completely and say like this is the be all end all, you know, because it's like they just open up other things for you. I think it's just an experience, and the true work is like who you are waking up to every morning and who you're going to bed to every day. And if that person is not like fulfilled for you and you're not happy with that person, like that's where you start, I think. You know, like, and like your relationships, I don't know, I just I don't even know all the answers myself, you know. I can't even sit here and be like, this is the way, because like that's what I actually got angry with in that world. It's like people saying like, this is the answer. There is absolutely no answer. There's just this experience happening, and I think periods and motions and pivotal parts that are coming in and seasons of your life, I think it's just knowing when to let go of the season and knowing when to bring another one in, and not being stuck or like stagnant in something. Attached, you know, it's nice to be attached, but just knowing when to let go.
For sure. Just to flow. Flow, literally. Flow. Just flow. Find alignment.
I've had some of my like most spiritual experiences literally just being at home, like doing the mundane thing, like doing dishes, or like having my epiphanies in that space, and like, you know, just maintaining life happening. You know, random connections come in, have like a random like conversation, you're like, oh my god, that changed the whole trajectory of my day, like thank you, you know. Like I'm not going anywhere to infuse these things into my life, it's just naturally happening. It's
like the old proverb, it's like before a spiritual awakening you carry water and chop wood, and then after your spiritual awakening you carry water and chop wood. You know, it's nothing should drastically change. You know, you can change your lifestyle and all that, that's beautiful, cool, but nothing should drastically change in terms of like, oh, I'm not human, or I'm not moving in that space, or I don't need to face relationship issues or confront life's challenges, because it's like, well, it's going to be happening to you whether you like it or not. It's a constant journey, and you just need to show up to the motions of it and not get lost in that spiritual journey. You know, it's beautiful, but don't get lost in
it's beautiful,
all the play of it all. You know.
Yeah, that's right. I think like, I don't know, it takes me back to what, you know, that movie, I honestly don't even know what the name of this movie is, but it's got Eddie Murphy in it, and I just remember him being like a really like spiritual.
What did we watch the other day? Norbit?
Yeah, that show.
Is it Norbit?
Norton.
I don't know. Or is there another one?
Something like that.
Flubber? Or
no, it was Norton something.
Norton, when he like takes the injection and he goes skinny
and gets big. Yeah,
I think that was the first
big guy, and then he gets really skinny from this like.
That's the first time I've seen that, by the way.
Very funny movie.
It was pretty funny, yeah. I like that he plays all his family too. That's pretty funny.
So good. No, but there's this other movie that he's in, and he plays this like spiritual guy, and he's just like, everyone's like kind of like taking him for granted, and he's just letting everyone like kind of walk all over him, because he knows within himself that he's this like grounded, genuine person. He's just letting people like He's just combining, like, being like, okay, yeah,
Yep.
no worries, I'll go here. Like, he's not caught up in it all,
Yep.
but he's letting people behave the way they are, and in the end, they kind of end up realizing what they're doing to him because he's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's such a big message, you know, like, I feel like you don't have to, like, speak yourself out to the world and be like, I'm a spiritual, I know all the answers, I've done all these things. Like, it's not even about that. It's about knowing it within yourself, you know?
Yeah.
It's like knowing those things within you and trusting that your path, even if it's silent to the world, that you're on your journey, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's almost staying out of the drama is one of the most spiritual things you can do. Is not getting caught up in the play and the drama of it all, being like, look where I am, look what I can give you. I think that's like, again, you're taking part in society's expectations and the ups and downs of life and the roller coaster, and it's not to completely ignore it, but I think you're right. It's to stay a bit silent and just move how is authentic to you. That's all of it, you know. And then the right people will come into your field and hear you and see you and get inspired by you without you needing to force it.
Yeah, that's right. It's like
You telling Clara.
A natural connection.
Yeah.
You know, and like, we don't even know what's going to, like, come into our life when you fully surrender to those things, you know, like, God's got its own plan, universe has got its own plan, there's a higher power there playing out that we just would even know how to, like, conduct. You know, it's just like the biggest message recently that I've been, like, really listening to that keeps coming through to me is like, you know, just clearing the vessel and keeping your vessel, like, clear and focusing on that, you know, like, we're always saying like, focus on the health and, like, just make sure that that's, like, health is wealth. You know, but just, like, energetically as well, emotionally, like, spiritually, like, having a clean vessel and a clean body as much as you can without being too, like, harsh on yourself with this world. But, you know, I think just having, like, a clear channel for yourself, it allows life to come through. That's like saying, okay, life, I'm letting the flow happen, and I'm trusting that there's something more here that I don't know about, and I'm ready to experience that.
Yeah. Well, it's almost
create with the universe like that.
Yeah, it's almost allowing the conscious mind to rest a bit, or focusing the conscious mind on what you should, which is your health, which is making sure you're eating well, you're moving well, you're giving your brain some good rest, some good motivation, some good food itself, some good words, some good frequencies. You're opening your heart, you're loving, you're stretching, you're doing everything consciously to improve your health and your vessel and clear it out and be pure in yourself, and then trusting the rest to unfold. And I think that is the purest place to receive your highest timeline, receive your highest version of yourself. It's not this conscious control of, like, oh, I need to do this, this, and this, and this, and then I'll be there. And then once I have that business and that car, and then look at me, guys. And so it's so far away from the truth of it. And you can receive all that, that's great, but allow the universe to gift it to you. And allow yourself to look after you, be open, love, be there to serve for others, and then the rest will take care of itself. So
this is where I, like, come into myself of being, like, contradicted on the aspect of, like, manifestation, because I feel like I'm still trying to ground this a little bit within myself of, like, how that actually even, like, where do I place myself in that, because I'm such a big believer in manifestation. I believe that you can, like, you know, create your own reality through the visions and things that you have within yourself. And actually I do talk about this in my manifestation thing, like, what I've, like, come to conclusion on, but it's just such a, like, fine line topic, I think, because you can create, but I think that if you're not moving from that genuine alignment within yourself of, like, having a clean vessel, fully trusting, you can still see visions, you can still feel this certain aspect of yourself where you're like, oh my god, I want that part. But I think there's more of an understanding that that's a genuine thing that you want, not like this, like, you know, I think I've been caught up in trying to manifest things that aren't actually true to my path. But when I drop into myself and I'm like fully trusting in my own, like, clearing of my body, trusting in God, that I can be like, oh, like, I don't know how things are going to come through and what's going to happen. I'm here for the mystery of it all. But I can sense more of these, like, intuitive things that are coming into my field that I do genuinely feel like are mine, and that's what I can manifest, you know. That's what I feel like I can.
Well, they're untainted by past experiences or stuck emotions or entanglements of other people. Once you clear your vessel, you can manifest purely, like you're saying, and we're all manifesting. I think it's always happening with or without us. And I think where manifestation comes in is in the subconscious mind. And so subconscious has a lot to do with the body. And so if your vessel isn't clear, you're going to manifest distorted versions of what you're trying to do. Or you're going to manifest things that aren't actually true to you. You may think you want them, but you don't. And so I think when we clear the vessel, we realize that we're God. We are God. We have all that power. It doesn't mean that there's not this other thing, you know, where we're still in the third dimension. There's still things higher and greater than us that we can't comprehend while we're in the mind, while we're in this physical plane. So there is a level of trust and faith that comes through, but we are co-creating with God. We are one with God. And if we can clear the vessel, we can manifest our pure thoughts, our pure desires. We manifest quicker, easier, less effort. And then when we've got other things happening, past emotions we're stuck to or people we're stuck to, it's all distorted. And you're like, I want this. And then you get it and you're like, oh, I didn't want that. And then it's like, oh, that was that person's desires, or that was just, you know, because I was scared I was going to lose that person, so I thought I needed this, or I was scared of my self-worth, so I thought I needed all this money to make me feel worthy. And it's like, oh, actually, no. I just create that within and then know that I'm always blessed and abundant with wherever I am.
This is such a huge topic.
Massive.
I feel like
this is everything.
I'm just like, oh my God, there's so many other things that are coming in, because I'm just like, you know, I feel like in our collective, when you look at this from, like, a collective point of view and take away the individual, like, essence of all of us playing out our own life, but collectively I feel like we all want these, like, you know, I guess you can, I don't know, I'll say, like, I think you can, like, see it playing out that everyone wants this business, and then everyone, you know, wants the family, wants the partnership, and there's this, like, timeline on things, you know, where it's like, it's got to kind of, like, you get the partner, then the next thing is, like, the home, then the next thing is, like, the baby, then the next thing is, like, there's just, like, this...
Well,
like,
you missed the marriage.
Well,
it's everyone... I guess because we skip that one.
Well, I feel like,
But no, you're right, there's a timeline that society kind of projects onto you.
Well, I'm not saying that, like, also that everyone, like, abides by that, because I do feel like everyone is kind of in realization. Not everyone, but I feel like people are in realization of that. But I feel like there's still a certain pressure around things, even if you like to admit it or not. Like, I feel a little bit of pressure of it, you know, like,
for sure,
wanting to have, like, a home and like having our babies, like, grow up in that space and everything. But it's very scary to let go of those ideas and to fully come into your true alignment. Well, what if you never get that house? You know, what if you never get those children? What if you never get that partner? But that was your journey, you know, that was your spiritual journey that you were set out to always play out in this world. Why are we still choosing to conform with, like, this idea? Like, is that a true desire of our true innate beings to have these things?
Well, I think what we're desiring... I think the vision is conditioned. The timeline is conditioned, but I think the deeper truths are all of ours. I think for the home, we all desire security. We desire a safetiness, and we desire shelter to house us, to house our loved ones, to have somewhere safe, you know, out of the weather, out of the nature, that we can grow and make our own and feel comfortable and be completely ourselves in. I think that's true, and I think it comes down to security. But you can find that within. You can find that in lots of places, and you don't need this massive grand house to feel that. And some people have 3 houses and still don't feel that sense of security.
Well, so it's like how it's playing out, you know. Yes, it's a human need.
Yep.
for sure. But how it's playing out, I think, is something to really sit and reflect on.
Yep.
You know, like, we don't need to go out and get the big deposit. Like, we don't need to go out and get the, what is it? Like a home loan.
Oh, yeah,
Buy
yeah.
a brand new home just to have that security, you know. Like, I feel like, yes, that might be for some people's journey. And for other people, you know, like our situation, you know. Like, I feel like when we fully dropped into our, like, trust in this, in God, in the universe, and being like, okay, take us to where we need to be. We trust, we love, and we're grateful for everything that we have right now. That we would, like, it just aligned so beautifully and deeply for everyone around us to, like, land in this home so that we could birth that baby and be in a safe space. And your mum, like, shifting into her own journey for this to sort of open up and, like, you know, to be in a beautiful partnership herself. Like, you know, it was like no one lacked in this like, order. You know,
well, that's how you know it's aligned.
You know, there was no forceful, like, oh, we need to go, like, and we tried that. We tried to go out and get our own home and, like, pay rent and stress about having all of this, like, work security happening as well that we didn't have, you know, knowing that a baby was coming, and just this added pressure that I think I would say that we're not the only people who do that.
Oh, for sure.
You know, that is happening out there in the world, that we are in these situations where we're not trusting that the breakaway is going to catch us. You know?
I think the other thing we mentioned the other day, just in our own conversation, which reminds me of all of that, is when we were in Bali and we were going to Malaysia, and the day we were leaving, we were, like, just about to leave our accommodation to take a flight, and I got a message from the place we're staying from, the hotel, and they were like, oh, your room's not ready, there's renovations, we don't have any other rooms in this hotel. And it was like, what? You know, like, oh my God, we're going to turn up in this country that we've never been to, and we're not going to have a place to stay. And they ended up finding a place for us in a different hotel. And the original hotel, the check-in closed at 12 p.m, which I think our flight landed at 9 p.m, and it was like an hour drive from the airport. So we're like, cool, we'll make it. This next place was a self-check-in, so you could check in at any time. Anyway, we got delayed at the airport. Turns out we didn't get to check in until like 12:30 or 1 a.m. And so we wouldn't have been able to get in to our original place. And so that house, that accommodation, that safetiness, that security falling through that we tried to plan and hold on to and control was a blessing that it kind of got taken away from us. And I think trusting, as you said, trusting the flow and just finding that security within, I think, like, is so important, because then, you know, like, there are options, and you will be guided into the best option if you trust, if you align, if you can find those sensations within. I think is a big thing to bring it back to, like, this timeline of, like, and, like, everyone does desire a partner. But what are we desiring? We're desiring, like, love, union, someone to share a life with. And that can all come through. It doesn't have to be, like, one relationship your whole life. That can come through a few different people, or look as just a friend. Maybe it's a close friend that you really share that special bond with. And then you have other relationships that don't quite work. But who in your life can you share a bond like that with? There is someone for everyone. I do believe that.
I believe that too.
It's just not controlling or, like, strangle holding what it needs to look like, or the timeline on it.
I think that we are so, like, caught up in the whole, like, oh my God, red flag, oh my God, you know, like, you know, don't, and I'm not saying, like, don't listen to those things, like, that's like, there's intuition conforming in that space, but, like, I think it's really important to know what you genuinely want out of a relationship, and not what society is expecting of you, and what relationship looks good, you know, because it's like, you don't know what's happening in those relationships, like, quote unquote, look really good, you know, and, like, it could be really great, but it may not be for you. You know, it may be like, who knows what is going on. You just need to know what is, like, what you, and in order to know that, I think you have to know yourself and be choosing that life anyway for yourself right now.
Well, I agree, and I firmly believe you cannot properly love someone if you don't love yourself. If you're not in love with yourself, you cannot expect someone else to fill that cup, because it'll work for a little bit and then it won't, and then there'll be resentment, there'll be fights, there'll be pain, if you cannot fill your own cup up, if you cannot love yourself, work on that first.
Yeah.
Before you're trying to desire a relationship or someone else to come and love you and fill this void within you, look into the void and fill it yourself.
Yeah, because how can you truly love someone when you don't
You
love
can't.
yourself?
You can't. It's just
And
an
it's
idea.
like-
It's just comfort. You're just looking for them to try and complete you, and that's not how it works.
And this is where yoga slips right on in again.
And meditation.
And, you know, it's like, it's all one, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we are all one, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Like, how you treat yourself is how you treat everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it goes, you know? Like,
Yep.
and that's the practice, that's the journey. I think that's what we're here to do, is to ultimately love ourselves
Mm-hmm.
as deep and as, like, unconditional as possible,
Mhm.
and untether those ideas around that we weren't good enough.
Mm-hmm.
And in the what is it, the gift is that
Yeah.
you get to experience genuine love with everyone else around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and you do actually start to mingle and connect
Mhm.
with people who also love themselves, and that's when
Yeah.
there's this you limit those attachments and these needs for people to be like in your life and in your circle and like attached at the hip and going on these crazy journeys.
Yeah.
That who knows who is even like, whose journey are we even on at this
Well,
point?
no one's,
You know?
right?
Like,
well, no
who are
one's.
we even
If you get
part of?
that distorted and
Yeah.
that attached, you both succumb to an illusion. And then you're all just playing in a field that is not true to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can play and be in love alongside people, but I think it looks very different to this like deep attachments that I think a lot of us get into or are a part of. I think even especially in relationships, it's so easy to become attached and be like, oh yeah, I'm with my person, I don't want to ever let them go. I think one of the most powerful things we do at times is completely let each other go. It doesn't mean we're breaking up or separating, but we really energetically, emotionally detach. And we go, okay, who am I?
Yeah.
If this person
What am I
isn't
doing?
here,
Yeah.
who am I? Where do I want to go?
Yeah.
What do I want to do with my day? And it's beautiful because then we can reconnect and see each other and find each other. And when we reconnect, it's like, oh.
It's like, oh my God, you're still here.
You're
I
still
love
here.
you, and, like,
I love you.
want this. Yeah.
And also, I feel like you find parts of them that are still there that you know, and then there's new parts that have emerged. And I think, hello, you're like, oh, hello. But it's beautiful because then you can grow with someone, and that's the point,
that's
to
right.
grow.
Yeah.
And I think if you become attached, there's no room to grow. You're both stuck in an illusion.
That was really hard to like do in the beginning of our relationship. I remember like saying that to you so often. I was like, I feel like I'm just continuously like having to like let you go and break up with you in my mind. Like, but I'm so like it's just so beautiful that those things were happening because I was given permission, I think, within this relationship to be myself.
Yeah.
You know, you weren't asking me to be anything more than me and to do my own life and to make those decisions for myself. And that's like confronting, you know?
It's confronting, but it's like the highest form of love is like completely just do you.
Yeah, it's like,
and I'll be here and love you.
I can choose.
It's like, wow, that's different.
That's weird.
I don't have to pretend to be someone else to receive love.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That's different, right?
Wow, that mask is finally come off.
That's fucking scary. Who am I? And
why was I even playing in that in the beginning?
Yeah. Well, it's a condition, and I think a lot of us receive that in childhood.
Yeah.
You learn that for whatever reason you need to change or alter yourself or bend and, you know, distort yourself to receive love from your parents.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately then that tapers through to your relationships.
Yeah.
And you put on a facade and then, you know, those two facades meet and then it just gets messy.
And I feel like in some way it's not even like the parents' fault.
No.
Like,
There's no blame there.
Not in some way. But I feel like it's just a natural conditioning that children go through because they're so attached to their parents at such a young age.
For sure.
Like, that's all they look at. It's their whole life. Of course they're going to test the barriers and the waters and like kind of conform and, you know, surrender to the discipline and the behavior of their parents.
Yeah.
That's just what they're naturally doing anyway.
Yep.
It's not until we get older, they're like, actually, that doesn't serve me anymore.
No.
It's just hard to move past those like intense emotions that come with it because it's so close to you.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, we all experience these like conditionings as children, you know, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm learning with baby. It's like, you know, I feel like as she's growing already, like, you know, I'm never going to get that version of her back. You know, there's a certain level of letting her go already, you know, to watch her grow, to be with her in those moments, to be with her as she's growing.
Meet her in the present.
Her to who she is. I think that's also something to take away.
This is you. This is how you should act, or this is what you should think.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
Whatever is coming through right now is what's true.
Yeah.
And move from there.
And like that just gives, I think, even carrying that idea into adulthood too, with our relationships, it's just like giving people the space and time to actually grow, you know? But just trusting that they will grow.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, what would you say to someone if they're in a relationship and their partner's not growing? If they're like trying to give them the space and the time, and what if you are with someone who's refusing to grow?
Oh, true.
Like, is that just a choice that you make when you first meet them, and just like, if this person never changed, would I be satisfied?
I don't think it's a choice you go into the relationship with. I think it's something that you'd have to experience playing out, and how long you're willing to hold on. You know, I think it's important for you to, if that's displaying and you're like at this threshold within yourself being like, what do I do? That it's important for you, like that person to understand how much more they can take holding this relationship, because at the end of the day there'd probably be a lot of them holding it, right? You know, like if they're growing, they're trying to hold certain aspects to like stay in this energy. I don't think that it necessarily has to be like this big ending, but I do believe that space is important, you know. You need to go your own way and do your thing and start to choose you. Like that person's naturally going to feel you choosing yourself, and you're naturally going to choose yourself when you grow, because you're just gonna, that's just going to take over. So that person's either going to make their own decision, and you can't, that's the thing that you can't control. I think it's trusting in what you need to do to keep moving forward, and being okay with whatever they decide to do. And if they decide to end it, or like, you know, you both sort of come into this agreement that that's just not happening for you guys anymore, then that's just what happens, you know. Or if it's just space and time for them to reflect and go through their crazy turmoil of, you know, change that's happening within the relationship, then like let that happen. If you love this person, you know, you'd let that happen, right? But
I love that. I think it reminds me of like whenever I think about boundaries or other areas within like relationships or friendships, and you're like, oh, but like what if I moved in my truth, you know, and that hurt that person, or the friendship ended, or this shifted things. It's like, well, good. You know, I think the best thing we can give each other is our truth.
Yeah, that's right.
Is, okay, I feel this now. I'm growing this way. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to have these experiences and go over here. And I think that truth, exactly what you said, it gives them the permission slip to either say yes or no.
Yeah.
But if you try and just hold on and try and just like bear it, now you're both suffering. Now you're both like getting distorted again because you're attached. But if you choose your truth, if you choose your own path, you can, like we said earlier, meet each other again and be like, hey. And then it's so beautiful when you see each other again, and you're like, and when I say that, even sometimes it's just like you've gone away for an hour and then you see each other, you're like, hello, you know. But,
oh my God.
But honestly, that's sometimes all it takes is just that little bit of separation. Just take a couple moments away to be like, oh, hello, cool, I found myself again. And all that pain and all that like distress and like uncertainty was just me needing to breathe my own air. And just me needing to come back to myself, take all my energy back, and just feel myself. Yeah, exactly. And it's beautiful, because then you give the other person the permission to do the same and to choose their truth. And it's like, oh, this is what we all should be doing always.
it's like, it's so powerful. And, you know, I think this is the beauty of life, right? It's like, it's all of it. It's so overwhelmingly beautiful and yet so overwhelmingly scary. You know, whether we want to be like, oh, like, don't live life in fear, it still exists. Fear is still such a huge element. I'm just like, I'm okay with being afraid sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just like freaking what life is going on. Like, that's just what's happening.
Yeah.
But like, it's just not being afraid of it. You know, like, not being afraid of fear. Not being afraid to be afraid.
Yeah, well,
know? Like,
it's not... It's
being okay with the fact that that is something that you're living and you're, like, you can face that.
Yeah,
and
it's not running away or fighting the fear. It's just being like, oh, I'm actually scared right now.
I'm actually scared right now. If I let go of this relationship to go and love myself, but it doesn't mean that I have to let, like, it doesn't mean I have to lose everything and become nothing in order to like face this fear. You know, I don't have to eliminate everything out of my life in order to face this feeling. I can face this feeling and trust.
Yeah, of course.
And trust that I just need to be here right now.
Of course.
Whatever else unfolds on the other side is meant for me.
Exactly.
That is unconditional love. Whatever I see on the other side again, when I come out the threshold of the fear and I meet my people again, that is unconditional love.
Yep. That is the love destined for you.
If they're gone, then it was never meant to be. It's moved, it's dissolved, and that's okay.
That's okay as well.
But
enjoy the time that was there, and then be like, okay, cool, I got my answer.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's why there's fear, because I think people do know.
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know. You're like, oh, I want to put my head in the sand, and I don't
want to know that person could never love me unconditionally.
Yeah, because then what would that mean about my own love inside?
Yeah.
You know, and then that's
face that within myself. Do I love myself unconditionally?
Yeah. Yep.
No. And that's the actual core.
That's the people. They don't want to face it. Yep, that is the core.
If you love yourself unconditionally, everything else is an experience.
Yep.
And like, I'm not being cold. That sounds cold. This is just an experience because I love myself.
No,
but
it's not. It's not coming from a narcissistic point of view. It's unattached. Exactly.
And you're actually enjoying the
And
love.
to be honest, that's the highest form of love. If you're attached, you're almost saying to this person, you need to be this version of yourself
in order for me to love
you. In order for me to love you. So the fear that you're feeling from them, like, oh, if I move this way, they may not love me. That's the condition you're putting on everyone else as well.
Yeah.
You're also putting that boundary in place. You're also putting that attachment in place. And so this fear is your own, you know, and it's actually you that's kind of holding the keys. And what would happen if you were to, you know, unshackle yourself and love yourself? And it's like, well, then you'd give the permission for everyone else to do the same. And that's the highest form of love. That's unconditional love.
That's right. And we don't know where we're going when we are in this love.
No.
That's the trust that we have in
the
God.
Into the unknown.
You know, and in the universe. Is that we're here and we love.
Yep.
And I don't know where we're going, but I trust.
Yep.
You know, and I'm in flow and I'm listening and, you know, things will arise momentarily, you know. Like, you know, in the next moment you get this next like feeling and thought that comes through that's like, hey, I'm just going to go that way, and you just like follow this direction. You know, it's just
well, that's beautiful. How I've received my partner and my baby is to let go of everyone and everything and love myself and let go of my relationship understandings and what I thought I wanted in a partner and what was around me, and completely trust and just love and follow my heart openly. And now I've got a beautiful partner and a baby. And it's like, whoa.
Hold on.
Hang on, this might work. You know, this might actually work, this thing. But I had to... No, and before this, I was really in my head trying to control. Trying to like precisely pick out my partner, being like, oh, do you fit into my life? Is this going to work?
If you behave this way, will that work?
Oh, you've done this, maybe it doesn't work. In my mind. I wasn't in love. I wasn't giving them freedom. I wasn't giving myself freedom. And that is the truth. That's the key to really receive true love and cool in your life. And this thing we all want. We all want partner. We want family. We want safety and security.
We want the tribe together.
We want the tribe.
I think we all like yearn that. Is that the word?
Yearn, yeah. That's a great word, yearn.
We all yearn that.
We all
do.
yearn that.
We want that at our core.
Yeah.
You know how many people you talk to? I don't know if this is just us, but every time we get deep in a conversation with someone, it's like, oh yeah, how about we all just like move away and like build a community together and like
Yeah.
live on the land together. And it's just like we all
desire
literally
that. Yeah.
want this.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
What's getting in the way of that?
Well,
This.
yeah,
That conversation we just had.
for sure. And I think a lot of it and a lot of the distortion of love is because we're so segregated. I don't think we realize how separate we all are. We all box ourselves into these little homes, and we don't hardly talk to our neighbors and just live in isolation. We get in our little vehicles, again, isolated,
Yeah.
go to work, talk to those few people, come home, do it again. And it's like, that's such a separate life from the community
Yeah.
and from the family as well. Like, you're taught, you're like kind of conditioned to, you get old enough and you move out.
Yeah.
And I think the truth of it is a lot of people had unstable homes or not nice homes, so they did want to move out. But realistically, I think we all want to stay together, you know? And then I think of this little girl that we've got in our arms, and I'm like, I want her to stay at home as long as she wants.
Yeah, literally.
That'd be my dream.
We like joke that she's going to be like 35, like
Cool.
walking out of like
Yeah.
bedroom room, like just
Yeah.
still sleeping in the same room together.
Go have her own life. Like, you know, I want her to travel and go have
Of
her own
course.
beautiful experiences.
Yeah.
Go, you know, move in with her partner, do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
But I want her to know she's always got a room.
Yeah.
She's always
There's
got a
always
place.
a home for her.
And I think even just knowing that and having that, which I think a lot of people don't receive that, is so healing. I think
It
that's
is
why we
healing.
desire the community and family and even just bringing her up.
Yeah.
It's been beautiful that I've been here with you,
Mm-hmm.
but ideally there's other women and there's a community to help you, help me during this time of a child coming through, and a lot of us don't receive that.
Oh no.
And it's like, wow,
I
that's
honestly
such
don't
a-
know how people do it. Like what's the whole cliche say? Take my hat off to them, because
Yeah.
it is crazy
Mm-hmm.
what you go through bringing a child into this world.
Oh, massive.
And when you don't have community around you
Yeah.
and that support
Mhm.
and just someone to even just talk to on that level, like on that deep level, and
Mhm.
just to like help guide you and facilitate this
Yep.
like, you know, that's happening right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can see how people really end up like, I can see how families are broken, truly.
Oh, of course.
You know, like
yeah.
it's
Women get depressed and anxious,
Yeah.
and then families get broken up, and then children have all this trauma from childhood, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, if we keep doing what we're doing,
and there's so much absolute
That's-
noise that comes into the family home.
Yeah.
It's just like, do this, do that, go this way.
yeah,
And it's like because we're so vulnerable.
Mhm.
You're so vulnerable. You're literally rebirthing yourself. You know, you
Yeah.
look at like baby Clara, and I think like how vulnerable she is. You know, to just hope that she gets fed that day. You know, like
Yeah, yep.
she has no control of that.
yep,
You know, she
Yeah.
she can cry, probably about all she can do to communicate her needs and wants. You know,
Yep.
but she is in full devotion to
yep,
our
To us.
ability
Yep.
to show up to her. You
Yep.
know, and I think that there's this essence of that comes out in birth for the mother.
mm-hmm.
That there is like this vulnerability that it's like, I'm just here. I've just been like, you know,
yeah,
gone through this experience, and
Mhm.
it's very easy for the outside noise to kind of leak in and to be like, go this way, do that, you should do this. And it's like a band-aid, right? It's like, not that it's wrong
Mm-hmm.
for all of people to like give advice and
Mhm.
say, go this way, go that way. But a lot of it can be a band-aid effect. You know, it can be like a blanket, like, oh, I will like nurture you and like save you from all of the scary stuff so you don't have to face it all. But
Well, at the end of the day, it's just a lot of words as well.
yeah.
You know, I think we're so blessed. We received a lot of beautiful support, but for a lot of people, it's just outside noise and words. And if you're in the thick of it and those words are not working or helping, all you really need is someone else, someone else just to be present with you, someone to be here and be like, hey, yeah, it's tough, eh?
Yeah.
I know what it's like. I've been there.
Yeah.
And just hold your hand.
Mm-hmm.
That's like all we really need.
That's power, man.
That's
That is so powerful.
massive. And so I think that's why we all desire this like collective community
Yeah.
where we all can like help each other in these times.
Yeah.
even on the opposite end of death, you know, where like we all come to a funeral for like an hour and then leave, and then we all mourn in private. Like that's not normal. Normally we all do it collectively. Like that's how we've always done it in old cultures, is really mourn together. And I know that's the idea of the funeral, but it doesn't happen like that. You know?
This is where like I think the question of like pain comes in, because like everyone's got a different idea of pain, and I think like this separation that we have is like this almost, I mean, I'll just speak from what I'm feeling right now, whether it's true or not I have no idea, but what I'm feeling and seeing is like, I think it's like almost a testimony to stay separate, to be like, hey, I'm different, this is my pain over here, you don't know anything about that, so I'll stay conditioned to this like box over here that I'm in, you know. And then like I think we all do that to each other. It's like we don't talk to each other because it's like we don't know what we've gone through, what type of pain we've gone through, so you know, I don't want to open that up to like a random stranger over there, because I don't trust them, you know, to be able to hold who I am and what I've gone through, or to even understand me and still have empathy for me, you know, in that experience. And I think we all kind of like go, I've been hurt, or I've experienced this, that means I'm different. You know, and there's such a deep separation of like, like people all make that claim for themselves to be like, I'm living over here and you are different to me.
Do you know, I agree. I did that to myself. And what was very eye-opening was when I first went to a men's circle and someone else was saying my story. And I was like, hang on. I was like, hang on.
Did you just take my story?
Did you just steal my experience? And then it's like, wow. And then someone will say a completely different story. But guess what? They felt the same. And it was like, wow, okay. And then someone else would tell a different story. Felt the same. And it's like, wow, we honestly, like, we all are feeling and experiencing the same thing. Just different stories, different like visuals on top of the deeper layers. But the emotions and the feelings are the same. And we all are feeling it. We're all going through it. We all can relate. It's just, it's hidden. It's not as openly expressed. And
well, some people are really good storytellers out there, you know. They'll make out that their story, and I'm not saying that their like people's stories, what people are going through is pretty freaking hectic. You know, like some people, when they tell their story, it's like, oh my gosh, like we don't understand that, you know, or you've never felt that before. But there will be, doesn't mean that the other person who's listening hasn't felt any sort of emotion. That's, you know, someone might like have like a dog pass away, and that'd be like the worst thing that they've ever gone through, and then someone else has like lost a child, and then that's like the worst thing they've ever gone through in their life. But like there's this like, who's to say that pain doesn't hit the same, you know? Well, it's like you haven't experienced. Is that ignorant of me to say? No, I don't think it's ignorant. I think it should never, this pain should never be turned into a pissing contest. It should never be like, well, I've experienced this, so I know what real pain is. I know what real loss is. It's like, no, we all know that feeling, or at least, you know, throughout our life we'll experience that feeling. Some earlier than others, but it is what it is. And maybe there's some heavier, deeper emotions if it's like with a loved one or just a dog, you know, but who knows the relationship, who knows the impact on that person. Maybe that is the worst thing they've experienced, is losing their pet. And maybe that hits so hard that they do need our support, that they do need love, that they do need to vent. I don't want to take that away from them, but they should be free to express and be in the pain of it all. And just like we should give space for someone who's lost a child to completely be in pain with that. And it's not a contest, but there will be someone else in this world who has experienced exactly what you've experienced, I promise you. We're all different, we all have our individual stories, but what our stories are made up of is the same experiences as everyone around us. Do you think, I have a question then for you, do you think that separation is needed in this world, and that that's something that we do need to learn to accept? For sure. Like, there is separation between us, and that we don't have to come together as extreme as we all desire to be in community with, that there is different tribes, that there is different ideas and things out there that people are like, for sure, I think and if we don't agree, like it's like that whole religion thing, I guess. You know, like everyone can come to the table on this one idea because there is many.
I think our uniqueness should be celebrated.
Yeah.
We're all individual. I think our tribes and our community and our culture should be celebrated. I think there's a level of that being distorted right now because we are coming together so intensely, and through social media we're all seeing so much of each other. So I think we should celebrate the individuality. But I think where we come together is we're all humans.
Yeah.
And if we can't come together and give each other respect as a fellow human, just kindness, respect, humanity, love, they're basic human needs. That's basic to give a fellow human, a fellow person, those simple exchanges. That's where we should begin. Yeah. And then the individuality of how you want to express yourself and your ideas and how you want to move through life. Cool, go do it, whatever you want, as long as you're not then depraving a fellow human of those basic needs, of love, of kindness, of respect. If we can all hold each other in those basic values, which everyone should be, then live whatever life you desire and have your own culture, have your own beliefs, express yourself however you like. Cool. Go do that. It's needed. Be your own version of yourself.
I think another question for me coming up in that, or maybe an observation, is that we can, like, if we landed in that respect, love, and what was the next thing? I'm going to fail at this. Respect, love, and
just kindness.
Yep. That there's still, like, you go out, do whatever you want, but there's still also this other element of, like, respecting our earth and like loving our earth and loving not even just each other but everything that is involved in this life.
For sure.
Like,
I think
you can't just go out there and just do whatever you want, because we are hurting our life.
Do you know what I think? I think they're one of the same. Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of us have gotten lost. It's like how have we strayed so far from our fellow man? Yeah. It's because we shit on our earth. Yeah. Our earth is connected to us and has given us life. The animals on this planet have given us life, are sharing this experience with us.
World,
and
to survive.
If we do not respect them, if we don't give them love and kindness, of course we're going to lose it with each other. Yeah. Because we're depraving these living beings, this living earth, these living creatures, the plants, like the resources here. We're trying to control it and kill it, and we're doing all these things. No wonder we're doing it to ourselves. Of course, we're doing it to our earth. Of course, there's no separation between that. Yeah. So I think it's one of the same. And I think when we can start to respect everything outside of us, our earth, a rock, a bird, the sky, our breath, when we can start to respect and love and find kindness in all of these aspects and sacredness of like, fuck, this is life. Yeah. How beautiful is this?
This is life. Yeah.
Let's create the best life for all of us. Yeah. For our future generations, for everyone here. Let's create all of it. Yeah. Until we can do that for everything, we cannot do it for each other. Yeah. It's not possible.
Well, this is why yoga
and meditation
and truly it does. It starts within. They say, like, if you want to change the world, you start. What is that? Like, I just got the song of, like, Michael Jackson.
Which one?
I'm stepping with the man
in the middle. In the mirror.
Asking him to
beautiful, good song. Yeah, exactly.
And it's so effing blipping true.
Everyone wants to change the world. Change your fucking self.
Yeah, well, it has to start within.
Of course,
it cannot not be started the other way around.
Of course,
because you're still disconnected in a way. You're not seeing the true essence of what is actually needed in this world. What actual love we need, what actual support and connection is needed in this world to survive and to move through what we're needing to move through.
Well, it's like what we were talking about before about being in a relationship. If you can't love yourself, you can't love the other person.
This is why being
if you can't love yourself and find kindness and respect for yourself, you cannot find that for anyone else. Yeah. And you'll find your judgments, your criticisms, your hate towards the external world or other people, that's coming from within. Yeah. Always. Yeah. So if you find you're angry at the world or angry at something, you're angry at yourself. You know, that go within. It's always there. It's start there.
Yeah.
You're going to heal the world through yourself.
Yeah. I had this realization a few years ago, and it comes up every now and then because, you know, like you go through life and you forget some things about loving yourself. But I was driving in the car one time and I was so angry, and the sun was like shining on my face, and I was so pissed. I was like, fuck, the sun is so fucking annoying. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, the sun is doing absolutely nothing but putting light and life on this world, and I'm pissed at it. Yeah. Like this little tiny microspeck
pissing me off
of life is being like, fuck you, son, change your ways. You know, like get out of my way. And like, how hectic is it to see it that way? Like the sun is such a masculine energy. It's just there every day. It shows up without hesitation. Whatever we're going through in this world, it is there.
It's there.
It's showing
doing
up.
Its thing.
It's doing its cycle. It's going. And that's scary. That's
can we have a little break?
Some days it's really beautiful, and other days it is too much. Like, it's just like, oh my god, it's just so annoying. But that's got nothing to do with the sun. That's my emotional connection to this life, the sacredness of its being, its doing, that's my relationship with this world, you know. And I was like, I laughed at myself after that, and I moved through it because I was like, whoa, that's so my own emotion. And where do I go from here? You know, to bring more love into this world, because that's not okay.
Well, it's funny, hey, because then I think a lot of people, like, I think it's easier for you to realize that because it's the sun, and because it's so like, oh, of course, like
such a distant
thing and such a constant thing that like, oh, I can't change that. So it has to come within. I think a lot of people get lost in connections with other people or different cultures because then like, they can change, and I'm going to make them change. And I say, hang on, maybe that change or maybe that uncomfortability is something within you that needs to be resolved. You know, why you feel like that? Oh, actually, I'm scared of them. I'm scared of what they're going to do to my life and do this. Oh, I'm scared. Why are you scared? Oh, you know, and explore that avenue of yourself. And like, oh, it's because I don't trust life, or I don't trust myself, or I don't have this, I don't, you know. And
I want that.
Oh, well, I want what they want, so I hate on them. Exactly. So explore within. You want to heal the world, it's within yourself. And
everything is in.
Like what you were saying before, I think that is why conscious, beautiful relationships are needed, and unions are so important, because you can work through and see all this in such a clearer way.
And like, why it's important to self-love first, you know, because like when you enter that relationship, I think you go through the crazy like hardships of the relationship. That's not something that's gonna like not happen. It's not just gonna be this like lovey-dovey relationship that you're gonna be in. So make sure you have like like your morals and your values are all aligned. You know, because when it does come to the like hardship of things that we have never been through. I'm joking. That you have common ground somewhere. You know, and it's like you can actually rejuvenate that relationship. It can be longevity. It can be something to grow in. Because there's such a different, like there's such an anchor of like value and moral and sacredness in that union. It's not just like come from these random like scripts of like what society is constructing you to be in.
Well, you're no longer, I think, as well fighting against each other. It's no longer like a like I'm against you and one of us has to be right, one of us has to win. And I think a lot of life is stuck like that. Like I need to control and have power and win, and I need to win against nature and other people and other cultures, and it's just this such like separate force, and it's like only one of us can survive. And it's like, hang on, what if we were working together? And what if what we truly desired was to love each other, which is the truth? And what if we don't need to fight, but we just had a difference, we had a disconnect, we had a misunderstanding, and maybe we just take some time within ourselves to find the balance, to reflect and be like, oh, actually that was because I felt hurt by this. Where's that pain coming from? Oh, actually my childhood. You know, that triggered, that triggered my childhood, or triggered this experience I had. And actually it's not that person, they just hurt this very sensitive area of mine. Oh, can I give that safety and love? Oh, I am safe and loved, and this person actually does really care about me. Cool. You're back together, you feel good, you can find a connection in the union again, but it's only because you've been able to reflect within.
Yeah.
And look at yourself objectively, and not as a separate kind of I'm fighting you.
Yeah.
And you're looking at it as like, hey, we're a team always.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
that needs to be reflected on not just a union, but life. Your neighbours, your community, everyone in it.
Yeah.
We're a team.
Yeah,
we love each other. We're all helping each other.
And we're all gonna like hurt each other at some point. That's
of course,
inevitable, because like, you know, when we talk about triggers and things, like just knowing, I was to say like within our relationship, you know, you don't know when you're gonna be triggered. It just happens. You know, it just surfaces in the moment, and you're like riddled with this like feeling, and you're like, oh my gosh, you're doing everything that you can to attack, or like, you know, to be like, create a boundary, separate yourself, hide away. Whatever your reaction is in that time is happening. It's not that it's happened, it's the like aftermath. It's like how you're showing up to it. It's going through the reflection process. It's going through the, okay, how do I take, you know, myself inwards and reflect on this? And how do I make, because, you know, I love this person. So if I love this person, I would never treat them that way, you know, or that was coming from something within me. So what is that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
how do I communicate that?
How do I communicate that? And how do I find balance in how do I communicate that I need more time maybe to reflect on it? You know, if you have 3 days of reflection, that's fine. But as long as we are taking the responsibility, I think that's what it is. It's being responsible for your experience of life. It's not about what's happened and playing this blame game on everyone. It's taking responsibility to be like, I feel this, even though it's happened to me and I didn't control, or I had no way of ever deciding that feeling could ever happen to me, but it happened to me. And the responsibility I have is to not let this continue playing out in my world.
Where do we go from now?
I release this. I bring more love to this, and I communicate that to everyone, the people I love, you know, and know that their reaction is out of my control. You know, if I'm walking with true integrity and love within myself, that's all that I can control. And do.
That's a key point, taking responsibility. I think it takes you out of victim mindset, victimhood, because you know you can't be a victim if you're responsible. You know, I think, and you're not taking responsibility if you are a victim. And it's not to say bad things don't happen to people that are out of their control, like you're saying, or at the hands of other people. It does, and it's unfortunate, and it's not good. I'm not trying to just discard that, but you cannot release or move on from the pain or progress with your life until you take responsibility for what happened, until you take responsibility for the emotions that have come up from that experience. You didn't have to be like, I caused this, it was all my fault. No. But you can say, okay, this happened. Where do we go? What's inside of me? What do I need to move through? What boundaries may be I need to put in place so I'm less likely for this to happen again, or to create safety that I need right now so I can heal. Take responsibility for your healing journey, for your own inner world, and move from that place. And now, guess what? You're not a victim anymore.
Now you're healing.
You're
now
empowered.
You're on a journey to, really choosing like love within, even if you haven't moved past those feelings yet. You know,
it's a journey.
You know, that's what I'm saying with like yoga and everything, like, and reflection of yourself. It's not about being this pure light right now, but it's about doing it. You know, and like you said with meditation, you might have all these thoughts and things coming up in your mind, and it's not even necessarily about moving past those things and like coming to a peaceful stillness, enlightened being state each time you do a meditation, but the fact that you did it. And you faced it, and you allowed it to like be present for you, gives you that gives you the power to make better choices in your life. To be like, hang on, that boundary is now in place, like you said. You know, I'm actually going to eat that food first over this other thing, or I'm actually going to call that person because I need to talk to them. And it creates this alignment and shift and flow for all of us. You know,
it allows you to see the truth of it all. You know, it allows you to observe it, and you may observe like a common thought in meditation that keeps coming through, and as you observe it and detach from it, you may be like, hang on, I don't actually believe that. That's come from that one experience, but I don't believe that. And then through that you can start to let it go. And then guess what? That you will no longer think like that. You'll no longer bring in those experiences that remind you of that situation. And that's yoga does the same thing. Yoga helps you move through discomfort and sensations in the body that normally you'd run from or you'd be like scared to confront. But guess what? It actually feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good to actually go there and to release and to be in the uncomfortability. And then life gets a bit easier.
Yeah.
The challenges of life and the movements of life get a little easier. And
Well,
then you can embrace them, and then you can move through and filter and clear your vessel in a more ready pace.
And it's like integrating it. You know, it's like it gives you time to integrate it. And, you know, I feel like it's not like you might have that experience in yourself or that feeling in yourself that's like just doesn't budge, you know, and it's going to come up even if you have like moved through certain elements of it and you're like, oh wow, that still is like really painful for me. But in the middle of doing yoga, you have this moment of like integration, and when you integrate it, you're able to be like, okay, that still comes up for me, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay.
Yep.
You know, I'm not reacting on it.
Yeah.
I'm not behaving from it.
Yeah.
It still comes up.
Yeah.
It's still something that's so true for me, but I'm like not controlled by it because I've integrated it into I've accepted that fact. I've accepted the fact that is something that has happened, but I'm no longer a part of the behavior that comes with that. Yeah. I'm more than that feeling. Yeah. Yeah. I have more control of the feeling than I thought.
Yeah. It's like turning that reaction into responding. Yeah. It's no longer an involuntary reaction. You're not just like movement by movement controlled by it, like you said, but you can choose. You can choose to respond in a different way, in a different manner. You can choose to not respond. Yeah. You can choose just to feel it, just to be in it, just to let it pass. Yeah. And that is power. That's taking the power back from the experience, from the sensations. You're now stepping deeper into that place of clearing your vessel and moving in alignment with God. And that's when, to bring it back, your manifestations come so much clearer, so much purer. You live a higher path. You can connect deeper to God, deeper to yourself, and deeper to others.
Absolutely. What a full circle.
Yeah. I was
thinking like, where did we start with this? And
yeah.
I was feeling it come to an end. So the full circle moment that you just brought in.
Yep.
It's amazing.
It's a good one. Yeah. All right, we'll leave it there. If you got this far, thank you for listening. We love you. Clara sends her love as well. All right. Bye. See you guys.